Okay, everybody. I was going to wait till later today to do all the information searching, give them more time. But I did some. And I'm up in confusion, I guess. I have determined that yes, the police had every right to shoot him. It's a little hard for me to understand the reasoning, like the quickness of it, I guess. But I have several web pages up here and another video. I'm not sure how to do like most people where they can switch their screens, blah, 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 blah. So we're going to try and do this as easy as possible. I'm just going to move some stuff out of the way so that I can just use my webcam and slowly move everything around. My first article that I read, no, that's nothing. Okay, here it is. BBC News. London Bridge attacked. Amazing heroes praised. Yeah. I'm going to, let's see here. Okay. Pause. Big screen. I'm going to move this as slowly as I can. And let's see if I can watch my live off my phone. Okay, I can. Okay. Oops.
And then, I had my baby with me, so I moved her behind the stairwell to be safe. But then there was two shots or two large pops, I think. And I also saw a spent taser. And then the guy was lying on the floor. He then pulled his coat back, which showed that he had some sort of vest underneath. Because the police then really quickly moved backwards away.
Members of the public didn't realise at the time that was a hoax device, and they really are the best of us. Another example of the bravery and heroism of ordinary Londoners running towards danger, risking their own personal safety to try and save others. And I want to say thank you to them.
This country will never be cowed or divided or intimidated by this sort of attack, and our values, our British values, will prevail.
Sorry for the whole crazy doodad-dee thing there. So, let's try try and get it so you can see more than the top of my head. There we go. Okay. So that was the video. This is from BBC News, reported 2 hours ago online. That was the video. Passerbys who tackled a man wielding a knife on London Bridge have been praised as everyday heroes. Okay. So it goes on. The man had stabbed 2 people to death and wounded 3 others in terror-related incident. Apparently, there's several videos out there about this. I've only found very few. The Queen braved all the brave individuals who put their lives at risk selflessly to help and protect others. Okay. So, in all respect, at the start, this sounds like a really good, like something really good happened. And honestly, I can't see anything wrong with it at the start. And this is, but you have to go and scroll through the article to start realizing the problem. Amy Coote, well, she's named in the article, but okay, so anyways, who was inside Fishmonger's Hall where the attack began, tweeted her praise of a man who went to confront the attacker. She had tweeted, a guy who was with us at Fishmonger's Hall took a 5-foot narwhal tusk from the wall and went out to confront the attacker. You can see him standing over the man with what looks like a white pole in the video. We were trying to help the victims inside, but that man's a hero. Another person took a fire extinguisher and let it off in the face of the attacker to keep him at bay. Okay. A tour guide was one of those who helped restrain the perpetrator. He told BBC 5 Live that he saw the suspect being held down and kicked his head. People were screaming that the attacker stabbed a couple women, he said. Everyone was just on top of him, trying to bundle him to the ground. We saw that the knife was still in his hand. I just put a foot in to try and kick him in the head. We were trying to do as much as we could to try and dislodge the knife from his hand so he wouldn't harm anyone else. Kicking him in the head to dislodge a knife from his hand. Okay. Unusual, but okay. Another person, said he stamped on the terrorist's wrist to try and make him release one of 2 large knives he was carrying. Okay, good. That I understand. And that's fine. Because when you when you hit the wrist, right, you're going to automatically try to release. It's an automatic reaction. So, no problem. Tour manager. I was brought up on rugby, and the rule is 1 in, all in, and did what a Londoner would do and tried to put a stop to it. He had 2 knives on him, 1 in each hand, and it looked like they were taped to his hands. Okay, maybe. I don't know. I didn't see it. I stamped on his left wrist while someone else smacked his hand on the ground and kicked one of the knives away. Okay, great. And then it is confirmed he was wearing a fake suicide vest. So this is where my thoughts are on with the police with the shooting. I'll get into more on that after. Like this, there's two different sections here that I feel that need to be dealt with. In my mind, I should say. A lot of people are saying like what these civilians did were courageous, they were great, no problem. And for some of them, they were trying to literally disarm them. And yes, great. Okay, so that's it on this article. It just basically goes on about how all of these people with names and stuff, how they're all heroes. Okay. The next is from Telegraph. It was put online last night. He was attending an event. It was a criminal justice initiative called Learning Together. And apparently it's a big thing there. It's 5 years they've been doing it. I'm not sure what it was about exactly, but I'm really not sure why he was there. But anyways, he had burst into the room with two large knives and started attacking. And many were stabbed as they valiantly attempted to fight him off. 2 of them lost their lives. My heart goes out to those. They did what they could. So police were called, and then the attacker was chased out of Fishmongers Hall onto London Bridge. As he burst out into the winter sunshine and turned right towards the River Thames, a group of men, one of whom had grabbed a fire extinguisher on the way out, bravely gave chase. And it goes on. A volley of horrified shouts, screams had already alerted scores of workers and distressed tourists, many of whom crowded around the office windows or began running for their lives in the opposite direction. Within moments of the attacker emerging outside, he was tackled to the ground by a group of 4 or 5 men who risked their own lives to disarm him. You see, this is all sounding really good. It is. One of them told the Telegraph, "I was driving, I stopped the car and ran towards it. I don't know why. There were about 5 guys there. I jumped in and kicked him in the head to make him release his knife." I'm still a little confused as to why kicking him in the head would make him release his knife. He was shouting, "Get off me, get off me." So I'm like, okay. Of course he's going to yell to get off him, like he's being attacked by 5 people. Now in this part of the article is where I start getting a little concerned. I was trying to do just as much as I could to get him to release the knife. We wanted to make sure we got the knife away from him as quickly as possible. We wanted to kick him. We wanted to kill him. Everyone was shouting. The knife flew away. This is in the Telegraph. And people are saying that the perpetrator was mentally unstable to do something like this. I agree, he was. And that these civilians were heroes. I repeat, we wanted to kick him. We wanted to kill him. Everyone was shouting. The knife flew away. Granted, this is one of the 5 people that were trying to disarm him. That doesn't sound like a very stable person to me. More footage. A witness told the Telegraph one of them had a fire extinguisher. He was hitting the man with it, hitting his hand to knock the knives out of his hand. They were all grappling with him on the ground. Okay. Fire extinguisher on the hand, that would definitely make him want to let go. One man, dressed in a suit and black coat, had since hailed a hero, managed to grab the knife, holding it blade down as he edged away from the commotion. You saw him in the video that I showed. He was the gentleman that was running towards the camera. So, yes, getting the knife away from him, great. Within a minute or two, specialized firearms officers from City of London police were on the scene. One was seen running across the road and jumping the security barrier before yelling at the men to stand clear. Well, as he said, let me see the video on this page. Is there a video on this page? No, let me go back to this video. I'm going to play it again. Yes. In the video that I showed, you see in the beginning of it, the police were pulling off, or did you see it? Actually, you know what? Let's go back. And I'm going to play it again. See, this is one of the gentlemen, one of 5, that was attacking him. There's the gentleman in the black coat. There's the knife. And then I'll just stop there because it goes on with what we already knew. I'm trying to move my camera slowly so I don't give everybody motion sickness. But they had to physically pull people off of him when the police showed up. So, granted, yes, they had every right to protect themselves and to protect others. So, policemen show up. First one, don't move, don't move. He was heard to shout within seconds as one member of the public was pulled away from the scene. A gunshot rang out. So even before they knew he was wearing a vest, they shot him. And then the moment they rolled him over off his chest, they saw he had a bomb vest. A witness said the suspect was immediately sick. The police then moved right back and shot him repeatedly from a distance. No one went near him for about half an hour. A lady on a bus said he was lying on the floor and there were 2 loud pops. After the pops, he, the suspect, then pulled his jacket back and you could see underneath there was some sort of vest. At that point, the police officers backed away. So it goes on to say that people freaked. Understandable. Gunshots. People are going to freak. And it goes on to talk about the people that he attacked. A legal PA fled in terror at around 2:30 p.m., running up from the Thames embankment to the safety of her offices on Upper Thames Street as gunshots rang out. There were 6 in total. I was petrified. I just ran, she said. It was terrifying. It's understandable. That would be terrifying. And then it goes on about how they thought that he was wearing, that they had saw the explosive vest, but they didn't know until later that it was a hoax. And that's it for the Telegraph. Another article from the Telegraph posted today at 3 p.m. their time. Apparently he had some very proven links to terrorism. A Anjem Chaudhry, I'm pronouncing his last name wrong, but he's a notorious Islamist hate preacher. So that's why they're classifying it as a terrorist attack. 2 people were murdered, at least 3 more seriously injured when the suspect jihadist wearing a fake suicide vest went on a rampage at a criminal justice seminar he was attending. Nobody's sure why he was allowed to go. To be honest, nobody really understands why he was allowed to go. It's understood the former prisoner, who was still on license, license is the same as the ankle bracelets to us here in Canada and USA, and whose movements and travels were restricted, had been given permission to attend the event along with other convicted criminals. So maybe he was sent to talk about his, I don't know. No clue. All we know is that he was there. Oh, there is another video here. Let's see. I didn't watch this video, so... Okay. It's just showing 3 men attempting to get the suspect down on the ground. One has got that narwhal whale tusk. The other one's using a fire extinguisher in the face. And the other one's just trying to grab him and pull him down. Okay, this is just basically this page. For some reason, oh no, that's about a totally different. Okay, why did I save this page? Oh, this is explaining why they classified it as a Oh, and maybe I saved it because of this video. Why they classified it as a terrorist attack. I'm just trying to see if this video is any different than the first video I showed you. And so far it's not looking like it is. No, it's not any different. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Sorry, I guess it is different enough that's why I saved it. So, here we go again. Sorry for the movement. Hopefully I'm not making anybody seasick. There's the one of 5 that had to be pulled off physically. And again, there's the gentleman who has the knife, or one of 2 knives, running away. And they're still fighting with the one of 5, trying to get him off the perpetrator. And it pauses. And now everybody's screaming to get him. This is after the first shot that they did. That last little bit was after the first shot the officers took on him. And then it was supposedly right after that some shots were heard and he was killed. The Independent. I have no clue what. Oh, okay. The reason why I saved this page. London Bridge attack. Live updates. Boris Johnson says terrorists should not be released early as pressure amounts for investigation. Oh, excuse me. Into convict taught by Anjem Choudhury. So I understand why they're trying to find different, trying to find the reason for this to happen. And it makes sense. I'm just scrolling through the page to see what's all said, because this wasn't all here when I came to this page the first time. Apparently it's a live blog that I happened to save. I don't know how I saved a live blog, but I did. Okay. Let me see. Why did I...
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. My name.
This is why. Okay. Again, sorry for seasickness. I'm going to make this a big screen so it's easier to... Back up. Hit play.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. My name's Neil Basu. I'm the Assistant Commissioner for Specialist Operations in the Met. I can confirm that at approximately 2 p.m. today, Friday the 29th of November, police were called to a stabbing at a premises near to London Bridge, EC1. Emergency services attended, including officers from the City of London Police and the Metropolitan Police. A male suspect was shot by specialist armed officers from the City of London Police, and I can confirm that this suspect died at the scene. A number of other people received injuries during this incident. A
As soon as we can provide further updates on their condition, we will. And our heartfelt sympathies go out to everybody who's been involved in this and is anxiously waiting for information on their loved ones. As soon as we can get that information, we will get it to you. As you would expect, due to the nature of the incident, we responded as though this was terrorist related. I'm now in a position to confirm that it has been declared a terrorist incident. We are working jointly with the City of London Police as we continue to respond. Officers from the Met's Counter-Terrorism Command are now leading this investigation, but I must stress we retain an open mind as to any motive. It would be inappropriate to speculate further at this time. Due to reports that the suspect may have had an explosive device, specialist officers also attended the scene and wide cordons are in place to ensure there remains no further danger to the public. However, I can confirm at this time, we believe a device that was strapped to the body of the suspect is a hoax explosive device. Officers continue to carry out meticulous searches in the area to ensure there is no outstanding threat to the public. Those extensive cordons will remain in place for a considerable time, and I would ask the public, please continue to avoid the area. Public safety is obviously our top priority. We will be enhancing police patrols both in the city and across London. I would ask anyone with information, image or footage of the incident that can be shared with our investigation team to do so on the UK Police Image Appeal website. I would also ask the public to continue to remain vigilant and report any concerns that they have to the police. I know I would ordinarily take questions. I'm not going to take questions at this time. The Prime Minister has asked for a personal briefing, and I'll be heading with the Commissioner of the Met to Downing Street immediately. Thank you for your patience. We will update you again when we can.
Okay. Again, sorry for seasickness. I'll learn how to do the whole in video, in live stream kind of thingy at some point. So, I'm sorry if you've been chatting at me. I'm sorry I haven't been able to look at this live screen chat.
On London Bridge, passers-by tackle a terrorist. They pin him down. One armed with what looks like a stick.
This is Sky News on YouTube. Again, sorry for the...
On London Bridge, passers-by tackle a terrorist. They pin him down. One armed with what looks like a stick. They appear to take a large knife off the attacker. This man emerges from the scrum, clutching the blade. By chance, he's a member of the British Transport Police in plain clothes. This is the moment armed policemen race towards the suspect. Two of them vault a barrier, each holding a rifle. Without hesitation, they move into the bundle of bodies. A third police officer joins, also brandishing an assault rifle. The police shout at their civilian allies to move out the way. We now know the attacker was wearing a fake suicide vest. But these officers could well have believed the device to be real. There's a heightened sense of panic amongst the crowd. The plainclothes policeman runs back, gesturing to onlookers to stay clear. One of the helpers doesn't seem to want to let the suspect go. The pair are locked in a fight. Look at the police officers. The one on the right is armed with what looks like a SIG rifle. The officer on the left is holding a taser gun. Now the attacker is isolated. He's still deemed a threat. This armed officer from the City of London Police shoots him dead at point-blank range. 2 shots are fired. The attacker died at the scene. His fake bomb on display. This all happened in less than a minute. Deborah Haynes, Sky News.
Okay, again, oops. Sorry to make you all sicky. I'm actually going to put that link into the video so it's easier to watch. Okay, sorry about that, honey. I didn't see that you were in here. So it comes down to this. My thoughts on the police shooting him. Yes, they had a right to shoot him. I wish that they didn't have to shoot him till he was dead. But I understand why. They saw the device. It's been confirmed that he was wearing some sort of a device that looked like it would cause problem. So that part makes sense. I don't know, I don't know how much of a threat he was, because obviously he was beaten quite severely, as I stated, in different news articles. And from what you could see on the video there, where the one guy didn't even want to go away. The cops are there. The threat, they can take care of the threat. And they had to physically grab him and pull him off of the perpetrator. Because he was trying to beat the living living daylights out of him. And he refused to walk away. So, that to me shows that it was to the extreme. And that maybe he wasn't such a threat after such a beating. But again, this is all maybes. I wasn't there. I don't know for sure. But I understand now fully why the police did what they did. I don't like that they had to. I still think that maybe they could have just wounded him to show him that they were there to mean business. But who knows? To be honest. Because we're not there. We didn't I wasn't there to deal with all of that. I wasn't there to see how I felt, to see what it was. It's easy enough for me to say this here, now, after it's all done. But that's different. So, was a lot of stuff done wrong? Yeah. Was it wrong? Was it the police who did anything wrong? No. The civilians who wanted to kill him is what did wrong. That, to me, is what was wrong. Now. So, I'm not going to apologize for my opinions in the beginning. I was going based on the information I had. So, there's nothing I can do about that. It's my opinion and my opinion only. So this has gone on long enough. It's almost 40 minutes. So I'm going to end the stream now. I'm going to go and put the link into that last video. I would suggest going and Googling stuff, though. Do your own little research. Don't base your opinion just on what I know, what I've said. Because even I could get stuff wrong, even after reading all that stuff. Something I could have read wrong or misinterpreted or, anything. So, do your own research. I'll clip the video in from YouTube in here. So, this will be the last video, I think, of this, unless I need to explain clearer what my thoughts are. But hopefully I don't have to. Y'all have a great weekend.